Test, 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 test. Ok, c'est bon. Bon, vous m'entendez? C'est bon? Alex? Alex? Thank you for this great intro music. Hi guys, I'm Michel. I'm a business developer in Arturia, France. I wanted to just thank you all, to start with, to thank you all for coming in this first clinic that's done here and with Alex and Ziad. I'm a business developer in the head office in France. I'll give you a small brief of the company first. It started as a software company doing what you may know as the V-Collection 5, the V-Collection series. We started the first one, the second one. The company specialized in a TAE technology, which accurately reproduces original synthesizers and do them and use them in software. Alex is going to give more details about them. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Then the company went into MIDI products such as the Mini Lab, the Key Lab series, the BeatStep pads, controls, the BeatStep Pro, the KeyStep that a lot of Eurorack synth users use. And then we went into doing other types of products, synthesizers, such as the Matrix Brute, the analog drum machines, the Drum Brute, and the Mini Brute and the Micro Brute, which are also monophonic synthesizers. We recently, last year, started going into audio product by releasing our first sound card that you can find here, the Audio Fuse. We're gonna start tonight with Alex, who's going to present the MIDI instruments and the V-Collection softwares.
Testing. Hello. Test. Okay. Hi guys. I'm gonna present to you the Keylab 61, but they all do kind of the same thing, which is taking all the aspects of music production and putting them into one component that is kind of like an all-in-one. To make music today, you only need a computer, and so. What makes Arturia special is that they take the roots of music, of electronic music, which is the synthesizers and the drum machines, and the way they were created it was analog and not software. So when they made it, when music started to become accessible, and you can only use you only need a computer to make the music. At first, they used digital versions so you can create an analog synthesizer using just software, but it's not an analog. So what Arturia does is that it emulates the actual analog with its imperfections, which makes it sound great. And so Arturia was always into that stuff, so taking analog and drum machines and creating software that anyone can use using a MIDI controller to have that same sound. But it's only since they started doing the V-Collection and releasing their MIDI controllers, the labs, that they were able to make it even more accessible and kind of like compete with other products that are specialized in that kind of stuff. So the thing is, now you can have all of the sounds that were made by Arturia in one plugin, and you can access them all and browse them all through one library with just one knob, which is very cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try to demonstrate this real quick. But my story with Arturia is pretty complicated. Michel, it's like I'm discovering this with you basically. So Michel sent me the Keylab Essential 2 months ago. He sent me the 61, and then he sent me the 49 when the V Collection 6 was announced, and it's totally new software reimagined. This is today the second time that I open it, and I'm still like wowed by some of the stuff that you can do with it.
So as you know, there's a V Collection 6 that came out recently with 4 new instruments: the Buchla, ISO, the TX7, the CM micro light, and there's one more, Cabinet V, which are legendary synthesizers.
Okay. So this is a patch that this is a patch from ARP 2600, one of Arturia's best plugins for me. It looks like this. And you can control. You have some of the controls accessible via the knobs and the sliders here, such as the cutoff and the resonance. And so many other things. And now just with this thing, I can go to another preset. And this is a preset from the CS80, really great for pads. And it's something completely different. And as you can see now, I can experiment with this, and it's another machine. It's another machine, and I just had to turn my big knob here. So this is the SEM. I barely know how to use it. Yeah, so you have a lot of sounds to discover. It takes, like for me, I'm the kind of person that spends hours and hours just browsing through my sound library and trying to experiment with the stuff. I think I'll need 2 lifetimes to discover all of the sounds and the capabilities of this this whole plugin.
There's actually 7,000 plus preset sounds in the V Collection 6.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that each of these sounds alone teaches you so many things. So like like my way of discovering sounds is I just reverse engineer. So I take a preset. This is a pretty simple preset, but I can hear that there's a distortion. There's like some kind of distortion to it. So I just go inside the plugin, and I can look for it, and there it is. There's like it shows you exactly how it would look like in the real world, which is really cool. Instead of having like a cartoonish like layout of just knobs and sliders, you have no idea what they do. You have to be like a scientist. So this is my phaser. You can just press it, kind of like a pedal, and you can actually map those on a MIDI controller, or with this the Keylab itself, which I'm not sure I know how to do, but I'm gonna attempt to do it soon. Another thing that is awesome about the Keylab is that you can control your session in any DAW or software to record. So I'm using Ableton Live now, and so my play button is there. I have my record, I got a metronome. I can actually undo stuff and save my project, which is pretty handy if you're like experimenting with one sound and you just want to save real quick, so you can just hit on save. Save is a note right now. Other than that, you also have your 16 MIDI channel if you want to output it to an analog synth. You can also use all of these buttons, which I think is really cool too, because you have sliders, you have knobs, and you have pads. So you can do pretty much any kind of expression. I actually tried to use it to use a saxophone sound and was able to change the expression, the modulation, and all of that stuff using just the slider. Too bad I can't demonstrate this right now. But what I can demonstrate is how I can use Ableton's looping system to just jam and come up with ideas. And at the same time, it's kind of like a performance. So it's like live production. And that's what I'm trying to do personally. I have a video on YouTube if you would like to check it out. You just need to type Minilab, and I think it will show. You can type Minilab MK2, which is more specific if you don't find it. But I like to brag that you just need to type Minilab and you'll find my face, thanks to this guy over there. Oh yeah, and so there's a button called Map Select here. And if I hit it, now it's on Analog Lab, because I was using Analog Lab with the Key Lab. But if I select DAW, now these sliders and these knobs, they're controlling Ableton, the DAW. So here is my volume now for this channel, which is pretty cool. And I can also use these pads as triggers to launch the clips, record, and play them back again. And the knob that I was using to select the sounds, I can now use it to select my scene in which I'm recording. So now if I want to record on the first scene, because it's my first idea, I can just hit on that pad. I believe so. That's the pad number 1. The left, I'm selecting channel 3, so I'm going to hit on channel 3. My metronome is on. I think I'm good to go to record. Yeah, it's cool that it actually recorded me changing the volume live, which is cool. Okay, so yeah, you can. Oh, so there's also a chord function, which is cool for jazz lovers or people that are just not good with the keyboard, but they know what they're trying to do. So you can just hold the chord button and choose some notes. And now everything that I play is gonna do that chord. And try another chord. Yep. To transpose, you can hit on transpose and then hit a key. And now we're playing that key, like this key. Let's say it's a G. Now my C is the G, so I just transposed it 7 semitones up. Really simple. And then if I hit transpose again, it just goes out of it again. If I repress on transpose, it's G again. So it saves your last transposition, which is really useful when you want to compare like 2 ways of playing the same thing. If you have a singer and you're trying to record. And of course, you can also transpose 1 octave up and down. If you want to play something, you don't have the space. But with this key lab, you have 61 keys. So it's highly unlikely that you need to use it. but I use the 49. Like I have my keylab 49 because I think that 49 keys is enough for whatever I want to create. But this is useful if you're like a keyboard player. I just need that space. What did I not cover before I go to the mini labs? Of course, you have a pitch band and the modulation. They work really well. It's not something experimental like Native Instrument tried to do with their slider, which was a complete fail. Now they fixed it. They put one of this kind of the same thing that Arturia is doing. Something I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say, but like Native Instruments was a big inspiration for Arturia to make this thing. But so Arturia, they took the complete control, which was the same idea. They're trying to combine all of the products into one, and like a simple interface that anyone can use to get started, or even like just never end on the same thing. But Arturia made it in a more affordable, and in their like it's more lightweight. But then Native Instruments they recopied the copy that Arturia made from them, if that makes sense, with the sliders. So yeah, so the keylab is perfect for somebody who is starting, and it's also perfect for somebody who knows it all and just wants like something that can do everything. Now the mini labs. Do we have a mini lab?
Sold out.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, let's do an unboxing video now.
This is becoming an unboxing. Nice envelope. Good finishing. Oh, let me try the USB. Let me see the USB. White versus black. Native Instruments, they're black, so they chose white. Like Pepsi Cola.
We do have black special editions as well. Just also so you know, the keylab Essentials comes also with 3 free software bundles: the Ableton Live Lite, the Analog Lab 2, which is 7,000 also preset sounds, and the UVI Grand Piano, which is also a French software company that does really good Grand Piano products. The Mini Lab is the same software bundle, but it's the Analog Lab Lite version instead of the full version, the Analog Lab 3 now.
Can you hear me? Test. I don't need the mic.
Yeah.
I feel like presenting for Apple or something. I like how it turns on. So when I plug it, you have a little slideshow of all the colors that it can do. And now everything that works here works the same here. So if you have the same knobs, you can do pretty much the same things with it. And the pads, they work as either drum pads. And what's really cool about this is that they're in another channel. So these pads, you can use them for drums while you're playing on like a different sound using the keys. I think I'm gonna demonstrate this. So in Ableton, you have the drum rack. So I'm using Ableton's factory plugin for drums. And so they're responsive too. On record ici. Et je vois okay.
Just if you want to see the video again, we're recording.
This one. Test, 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 test. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Test. Okay. I'm just gonna do a little performance real quick.
The stand is on the way.
Yeah, it's pretty lightweight. Oh,
No, wait.
it's not a good idea. All right. Yeah, something. Okay, so هلا عندي drums on. But I'm playing the same sounds using the keys, but I'm gonna try now and make that the keys are playing a piano sound while I have the drums over here. And the way I do this is I create a second channel, MIDI channel, and I put a sound. I'm gonna choose an analog lab for the sake of this presentation. And now I'm gonna make it so this channel is only gonna respond to the channel 1. And so now it's not responding to the pads because the pads, they're in the channel 10. And now I'm gonna choose the drums again, and I'm gonna make it so it responds only to channel 10. So now it's not responding to the keys. And now I just need to select both the keys and the drums. And I have thank you for this. How can I wrap this up? I think this wraps it up. Thank you.
I'm going to add a small word or so just to make the difference between analog lab 2, 3 now, and collection 6. So the collection 6 is the more pro version of the software bundle that Arturia offers. You can use the collection 6 as standalone, and you can tweak the sounds more than on the analog lab 3, which is more entry-level software. Proud of me. I'm Arturia, but